are going to be given challenges, and those challenges are intended to follow through what you ask for. While developing your vision and acting upon it, you will naturally run into conflict. You will always have duality or contrast in life. It's the spice of life.
You know, adversity. I was fortunate enough to make the final cut for the USA team trials team, and I went down during the school year. Told everybody I was going to be gone for a couple months because I was going to make the team.
He wanted to make the USA team, and I remember from the day that Jesse came in to start working with us. I mean, you asked Jesse what he wants to do, what are his goals and everything. And Jesse had very, very high goals for himself, and he worked his tail off, and he made himself who he is today. But I remember him talking about going to the USA tryouts and everything, and he went down there and he threw really well. He did really, really well, and he didn't make it. And I remember how upset he was.
And it was 32 players, 24 players made it. And I went down. It was a week of tryouts. I pitched really well. I thought I had a really good chance of making it. Everybody else on the team thought I had a good chance of making it. And at the last second, they told me that I was cut. And I was devastated. And I thought, if I make Team USA, then I'm also going to be a first-round pick, because it's those two things, they go together. But when I called you and I told you that I didn't make it, you told me that this just wasn't the plan. When it's just not in the plan, you have to kind of basically adjust, tell yourself that everything's going to be all right, and you have to go to the new plan, and you have to, you just kind of have to roll with the punches.
Personally, I think that motivated Jesse more than, by him being cut from that USA team. He worked harder to basically almost to prove to them, I'm going to show you the mistake that you made. I should have been on that team. I know that I could have pitched on that team. And Jesse made himself, the first-round draft pick that he was.
I got home, and the next day I was in the weight room wearing my USA baseball shirt, because I knew that if I wanted to make it, I was going to have to use it as motivation, not as a shot. I was up and I was ready to go.
Players would see me coming, and it was ridiculous how bad I was. And my dad took interest in me. He saw potential in me I didn't even see, because honestly, I was ready to quit. It was so frustrating. He would wake me up on Saturday mornings, and we'd go to the park. We work on, he would work on my skills and shooting and how to make a layup. And then when I was in 8th grade, which was really tough, he would have me go out and play with men. I really had no skill, but I think athletically I could hang with them, and I get knocked on my butt a lot, and my shot blocked. But it made me a little bit edgier as a player, a little bit tougher, and just from that experience alone, it kind of made me always get out of my comfort zone. That it just made me a better athlete.
Just keep pushing and pushing. Get yourself out of that comfort zone, and you'll see yourself on the other side. Sometimes you just got to jump off that cliff, even though you don't know where you're going to land. But sometimes when you find out that you jump off that cliff and you land on your feet, you shake it off, you say, hey, listen, I'm okay. And then they're like, all right. But then see, when that comes into a game or whatever situation of the game, they'll know that they can do that then. That's the mental approach to self-confidence right there.
It drives me nuts when coaches go up and say things like, well, just throw strikes. Don't they realize that that's exactly what the young man or a young lady on the mound wants to do? Of course they want to throw a strike.
Right.
It's negative.
Right.
Even the phrase, just protect. Every time I hear that, that's like saying, do you realize you have 2 strikes on you? You want to remind your son.
Fear creeps in.
Oh, absolutely. So what do I need to do? Well, maybe I need to watch that ball because, I got to protect the plate. I'm going to watch. No, that's not what they want me to do. Oh, what should I do? What should I do? And you almost watch the kid going back and forth. He couldn't hit a baseball this big after a while.
First and foremost, obstacles are there as a learning experience. They're never there to defeat you. If you find yourself defeated in the face of an obstacle, it's not because it's broken you, it's because you haven't found the right avenue to get around it. Someone is going to tell you no. Someone who cares about you might be the person saying no, but you're the one who has to deal with your response to it.
The bottom line is, the energy that makes your heart beat flows into you with pure and unconditional power, love, and appreciation for all that you are. If this energy is not received with the same intention with which it has been sent, the energy becomes distorted and fragmented. It will negatively affect every aspect of your life as a result.
An acronym for FEAR is false evidence appearing real. And that's everybody experiences that. The cool part is how quickly can you snap out of it. And I had a coach who could kind of spot if I was like the deer in the headlights, you know, snap out of it, sit on the bench, get yourself together, go back in.
As an athlete, you have to focus your energy, and that energy has to flow. So when you have a strong emotional desire, stay positive about it. Don't let a negative thought move in. Stay focused on what you want to see happen. What you want is on its way.